Hello, hello, my friend. I have so many people who reach out to me and they say, what is growth mindset? How do I get in that every day, whether that be for business or for relationships or just trying to seek out this better reality that I'm dealing with? So I wanted to just take a minute and kind of break it down for you guys and give you one big tip that I think will help shift you towards, or at least self-correct you towards growth when you're actually sitting in a little bit of a woe is me mentality without even realizing it, right? Because that's the biggest thing, is that so many of us do that because of our lived experiences, because of what we've learned so far, that make us feel like we need to defend ourselves. We need to be on high alert and that kind of thing. So this really will help you kind of reassess and shift you back into peace. Okay, peace. That's what we're going for here. So I hope you guys are well, and I'm just so excited to bring this to you today because I know it's going to be super helpful for all of you. So let's go ahead and roll the credits so we can get started.
Hey friend, welcome to Deep Healing for Creative Entrepreneurs. My name is Aubrey Barr, and I am a subconscious release technique practitioner and photography business owner. I know you are sick of ending your day feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, and you are seeking a solution to help you feel creatively inspired and actively engaged in your business as well as personal life. In this podcast, we are going to dig into any limiting beliefs or subconscious programs that are keeping you in a space filled with anxiety and stress. This work is not a temporary solution for your life. No, this is a complete transformation. So grab your coffee or tea and let's start you on the road to healing. And let me just say, you can do this. You are worth it. And you are meant to thrive in life and business. So let's dig in.
Hey y'all, listen up. This is a very important topic. Okay, I can promise you that. So when we start talking about victim mentality today or victim mindset, please don't automatically either assume you never get to that point or try to put the emphasis on other people or other experiences in your life that prove that they get to that point, okay? This is supposed to be a very self-reflective episode, and I want you to just think about yourself. Later on, you can start kind of seeing how maybe relationships in your life have also been affected by this kind of mentality. But for the episode today, please just focus on what you deal with in your own life, because the biggest takeaway I want you to have is, how can I shift my everyday moments into a growth mindset? Okay, because this is all about you. One thing that I notice a lot about people in general, okay, is that when we're dealing with something, we will automatically assume the worst. Now, we do this in every area of our lives. It is a very human reaction to assume the worst, to play out worst case scenario. Why I want to be prepared for this. We all know that it hardly ever is worst case scenario, but we have tendency to overthink, to go to those places, to try and save ourselves, so to speak, from these situations that could end up bad, right? This is a safety mechanism. This is part of our nervous system that has kept us alive, that has helped us to adapt to the world around us, including, social media or extra EMGs or dealing with poisons and pesticides in our food, or just having horrible food where we're not really getting nutritious things for our body. All of these things put our body into alert and essentially also affect our minds and affect our attitudes. I remember over 15 years ago reading the first study I'd ever seen at the time about how our gut health is related to our mental health, right? So there's so much more going on here than just changing your mind, than just shifting your mindset. So I really want you to take this overall approach to it and understand that whilst a lot of these things are not in our immediate control right now, One thing that is in your control is being able to assess on a deeper level what you really have going on. What thoughts are coming up for you? When you get upset, do you feel that in a certain body part or area? Like all of these things, just becoming more in tune with your own body is going to be huge for most people. I'm just telling you that most of us are not as connected as we should be. With that all in mind, we do tend to kind of default to this victim mentality. And when you look at the world around us now, with the news and all the fun stuff that I don't like to talk about or think about, but it does exist, a lot of people want to blame other people for their problems. Okay, I'm not saying nobody has any blame, but what I am saying is that you're not getting any further in life by taking that blame and placing it on other people. You're then not motivated to find out how to make things work for you. You actually cut yourself off from opportunities that are coming your way because you have this idea that I have someone else to blame. This isn't my fault. Everybody else is dealing with this. Look at the economy. Look at the world. Look at my neighbors. Everybody's hurting, blah, 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 right? Those could all be true, but it doesn't help you on your journey to becoming the best person that you can be. It doesn't help you in creating a life that you absolutely love. It doesn't help you in creating a money flow that gives to you repeatedly and endearingly, right? None of those things happen. And it certainly doesn't help you in finding and keeping relationships, whether partnerships, friendships, or other, that are feeding your soul. So while I can easily say, yes, I hear you, there is some crap hitting the fan out there, okay? I can absolutely side with you on that. What I want to do is help you to be able to work through your mindset to shift you towards growth and not focus on all of those things that are out of our control. That's why I love this podcast. I get to speak to you guys on your level, in your car, in your home, and hopefully give you the insight, the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, and sometimes even the extra energy work to help you shift it yourself. If I could give you one big takeaway today about victim mindset and how to adjust it quickly, this would be it. We have to stop assuming the worst of everybody in our lives, especially those in our personal world that we see every day, people that we have to keep lines of communication open to. And I know sometimes it's hard, and I'm automatically thinking of people who co-parent because I know it's super difficult in those situations. But assuming the worst of people actually takes away from your life force more than it does theirs. So let me just hit the brakes for a second here, okay? When you assume the worst of a situation, what you do is you allow yourself to worry incessantly about something that may never happen. And guess what? You don't save yourself any stress. You don't save yourself from being in a bad situation. You literally just worry twice as bad as you need to, and then the bad thing could still happen, right? Or it might. But even if it does still happen, you didn't worry any less, right? You weren't prepared any less. You still have to go through those emotions. You still have to live in that moment. So you're not bypassing anything by worrying 100 times more than you needed to, right? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? So next time you feel like you're being attacked, or you feel like you're being blamed for something that you didn't do, or maybe even someone is taking advantage of you, either personally, professionally. Clients can do this, mentees can do this, coaches can do this. Wherever you feel like you're just being taken advantage of, the first inclination, the first place your mind wants to go is like, you did this to me. This isn't fair. Right? And when your mind is there, what it does is it causes you to assume the worst of those people. When, I hate to say it, but sometimes people just make mistakes. Sometimes people, even on a professional level, are not as organized as you would hope. Sometimes they just don't think it through. Maybe they're busy too, just like you, just like the rest of us. And automatically assuming the worst of people, it's hurtful to them, but it's also more detrimental to you. Now, a lot of people can listen to this and they may be addicted to this mindset. They may automatically look for blame elsewhere when things come up. Listen, if this is even sounding a little familiar to you, first off, I want to give you some grace because you should be giving yourself some grace. Yes, there's probably a reason why you always assume the worst. You've probably been hurt, right? You've probably dealt with things in your life where maybe it feels unsettled. Maybe it's just, you know what? Never going to trust again. Never going to trust any people like this. Never going to trust myself. Never going to trust my intuition. All of these things come up. And maybe, just maybe, there's a reason for you to feel that way. But in order to really get to that point where you are consistently growing, where you are grounded in your own authenticity, where you are living a life that the reality of such is just so mind-blowing and so full of gratitude and so abundant. If you're not there, it's because you're too stuck on this stuff. It's because you're too stuck feeling like other people have done you wrong. And so I'm saying this with all the love of my heart because I've been in both places and I've been back and forth. Okay. I absolutely know a lot about this. And I absolutely do not blame people for being in this state and for automatically defaulting to expecting the worst out of people. But at the same time, I know that this part of you can be healed. I know you do not have to live your whole life feeling that way because it's absolutely exhausting. Like it's just the pit, right? It is living in the pit. And you might even feel very blocked. You might feel very disconnected. You might wonder, why do I have so many miscommunications in my life? Why do I feel like I have the worst friendships, or I can never make a relationship work, or I can't work with other people, right? All of those things, it's a really great way to look back at yourself and say, how much of this is really happening and how much am I putting on other people? How much blame am I giving to other people before they've even acted, or whether or not they deserve it? Some people deserve it. Okay, I just said it. I said it. I'm not taking it back. But in reality, we cannot live our lives based on that thought process. We cannot do it. It is not conducive. I can tell you that right now. So if you're driving, please pull over or just skip this part, press pause and come back to it. I really am feeling inclined to do a release here around this thought process, around the victim mentality, because I feel in my heart that there are at least 80% of you listening that absolutely need this energetic and subconscious release. So we're going to go ahead and do it. So deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's go ahead and do that 2 more times. Very good. I want you to see that there is a beautiful white light above your head, above the crown of your head. And as you breathe in, this beautiful globe of light goes into the crown of your head, and it is filling all of the spaces up with light and warmth and love. And you can see all the shaded areas getting lit up. Anything that's dark is leaving through your breath, out your mouth, and being released. And then I want you to see that this light goes through your entire body, calming every area that it comes across and spreading so much hope and peace. Now notice that it comes out your feet into the ground, does a little circle around the core of the earth, and shoots right back up to you. Very good. Now I want you to repeat after me. We're going to take a breath in and hold it, and you'll just think what I say, and then you'll breathe it out. So go ahead and breathe in and hold. I release all blame from my body. Breathe in and hold. I release all anger with "it's not fair." Good. Breathe in and hold. I release all sadness with "it's not fair." Very good. And just notice when you breathe out, you feel like a weight has been lifted. You're no longer holding on to blame and criticism, and you are now able to thoughtfully think through situations going on in your life, self-assess when needed, right? And let go of the rest. So I want you to one more time breathe in and hold. I am so happy and so thankful. I am open to receiving more than I can imagine in all areas of my life. Very good. Okay. I wanted to leave you guys with that today because I know how easy it is for me to sit here and talk to you about these things from my perspective. And I feel like sometimes that falls short of the work that I can actually do, right? I don't want to just be all talk. I also want to provide you with something. I want you to take away something today and know that it's different and know that you are shifting and feel that kind of peace around this kind of mentality where you can actually change your life. I want you to know that I absolutely believe with all my heart that every single one of you are able to change your life in this way. You're able to apply these understandings of a growth mindset that I talk about all the time into your world. You are not destined to always be a victim. I can promise you that. So if this was helpful to you at all, I encourage you as always to like and review the podcast. Let me know how I'm doing so that I can keep providing you guys with things that actually change your life. That's what I'm here for. That's what my authentic mission is to help you to be able to heal your life and your subconscious mind. As always, check the show notes. I have a couple offerings right now that you guys are free to jump in on. I have some one-on-one sessions right now, and you guys, you can sign up for payments for those, no problem. The options are all under the actual course, Private Sessions with Aubrey. And then I also have Deep Healing for the Creative Soul on sale right now. You guys can get every module for only $888, and that includes weekly modules on imposter syndrome and burnout and creative blocks and money blocks, all of these things that a lot of creative people deal with day in and day out. I will be selling these modules separately. I'm breaking them up into separate modules, but right now you can get all 14 weeks with the $888 price tag. So you can do payments for that. And I just absolutely, if you're a creative entrepreneur and you're looking to level up or you feel like something's a little off, you guys, tax write-off, snag this session. It's therapy that's tax write-off, okay? No, I'm not a therapist. Disclaimer. But I can promise you that every single person that goes through the program has told me that their life has changed for the better. We're not doing this light, surface style stuff. No. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty. We're getting rid of things that have bothered you your entire life. And we're saying, peace out, homie. I don't need you anymore. It is the best feeling. Okay. You will have lifetime access to it. And it's not going to be available in a group like this at this price point for very much longer. So I highly suggest for my creative souls out there, this is everything you need in your creative life. Okay. So I hope this finds you well, you guys. Sending my love to you. As always, have a beautiful week, my friend. See you next time.
I hope this podcast spoke to you in some way. If it did, please go ahead and leave me a review and subscribe so that I know you're enjoying what you hear. And further, if you know somebody else who owns their own creative business and struggles with anything that we spoke about, please pass this on, because it is my hope that we will be able to build a community of like-minded individuals who love on each other and appreciate the many facets that make our creative business so unique. And lastly, check out the show notes to find my free Facebook community and other useful links to work with me. All right, friend, see you soon.